Good morning, everyone. This is Bharat once more reporting for Revsportz from the city of Vizag. Today is my last day here in Vizag before I travel back to Bengaluru. So, what could be on today's menu of cricket chat? Well, yesterday India thrashed South Africa by 9 wickets. It turned out to be an easy win, and that would really gladden the hearts of the Indian cricket public as well as the management and the players. Although it wouldn't necessarily compensate for India losing out on the Test series 0-2, that too in home conditions, but it would at least give or boost the confidence of the Indian cricketers. After that match, there were respective press conferences from the head coaches of the South African and Indian teams, Shukri Conrad and Gautam Gambhir. So today we are going to navigate through those two press conferences. Returning to Gautam Gambhir, see, even during his playing days, he came across as a combative player, gutsy cricketer, sometimes impulsive as well as emotional. All those characteristics can be seen with Gautam Gambhir as the head coach. It is your guess is as good as mine whether those characteristics will help the Indian team going forward. So let us leave that aside and think about the press conference. So Gambhir basically passed diatribes at a certain IPL owner. He didn't necessarily take his name, but what one could guess who he was referring to. Obviously, is related to Delhi Capitals. He said that this particular IPL owner shouldn't come into another domain. He should stick to his own domain. He was saying all kinds of things and all that stuff. See, this particular IPL owner in on Twitter wrote something as follows, something on this line. He basically said that Indian Test cricket is at its lowest ebb after India slipped to crushing loss in the second test in Guwahati. There should be a split coaching policy, and the current status of the Indian Test team doesn't reflect their real red ball strength. So he was basically taking on Gautam Gambhir and advocating for a split coaching policy. That can be debated, but somewhere Gautam Gambhir has seen this tweet and he didn't really like it. So see, what I can tell here is Par Jindal just wrote something on the lines on Twitter as a cricket fan. And as a cricket coach, I'm not very sure Gautam Gambhir should talk about it because you see, every fan has a right to criticize the Indian team, and I don't think it should really affect the head coach or the players. Just move forward. If you don't really like it, just move forward and don't think about it. But as I noted, Gambhir comes across as a very emotional coach, and he took it to the heart. Gambhir didn't stop there. He talked about how India missed out on the services of Shubman Gill, the India captain who got injured in the first innings of the Eden Gardens Test, didn't take partake in the rest of the test or the series, and India went on to lose the first game by a very close margin. Well, we can take it into account that Shubman Gill was in great form, and missing out on his services would have affected any side. But having said that, there are a lot of other things that India didn't do well in that series or in that match. So again, just bringing up Gill's absence uh, seems like an excuse to me. But that are Gambhir's views. So let us leave it there. He also briefly talked about Washington Sundar's place in the ODI squad or the playing 11. See, Washington Sundar is not really slotted in at 5, 6, or 7 in the limited over setups, although he's done really well for the test side in the last 12 months. And Gambhir basically said that barring the openers, the batting order in white ball cricket is overrated. So that are his views. Although again, I don't necessarily agree with it because I'm not very sure someone like Washington Sundar has the required attributes to bat somewhere down the order as a finisher at 5, 6, or 7. But I still one has to respect Gambhir's views, his take. So he's someone who has played the game and a very experienced cricketer as well. And he's also mentored IPL side or two to title, IPL side to title. So that tells you he has the required wisdom of experience. So that is about Gautam Gambhir and his press conference. There is also Shukri Conrad, the South African head coach. Obviously, let me come straight to the point. He reflected back on the comment that he made after India were sent on a leather hunt on day 4 of the Guwahati test, where South Africa made them stay on the field for a long time on day 3 and day 4. After that, in the press conference, he had said that he wanted India to grovel. So obviously, we can interpret that meaning of that word in different ways. I don't have to go back to what Tony Greig said before the Test series against the West Indies in 1976. It's a well-known fact what he basically said, and you know what exactly happened in the end, where West Indies went on to crush England, and Tony Greig, who of course a white South African coming from South Africa and then captaining the England team in times of apartheid, it went really against him. And finally, he had to kind of grovel after England crashed to defeat at the Oval Test against the West Indies. Shukri Conrad obviously didn't do anything of that, but he basically said that he was the meaning of the word, or what he meant, what he really meant was for India to stay in the field, on the field for as long as possible, so that they would get mentally disintegrated. I think that is what he basically meant. And he said that he didn't really mean any kind of malice with that word, just that it was taken out of context. Maybe I can one can give a benefit of doubt to him. See, it could also be something else, like he didn't really mean any malice, or maybe actually meant it. Whatever it is, I think it is better to give a benefit of doubt to Shukri Conrad. All is well that ends well when it comes to the word grovel, because I think he explained it quite well. Shukri Conrad also talked about how the South African team didn't necessarily get their execution right yesterday. He talked about how they lost wickets in bunches, how they were not able to set a par total, they fell well behind it. Yes, these are all logical points, and he was bang on the money. So that is about it, about the two press conferences. One was a very emotional press conference from Gautam Gambhir, where he passed some diatribes at a particular IPL owner. And there was another press conference where Shukri Conrad reflected upon that one word which caused a huge stir in the cricketing landscape. Thank you for taking your time out. Hopefully you liked this video. Keep subscribing to our channel, Revsportz channel, for more videos on other sports as well. Thank you again.